Welcome to DSEJ Home Classes, a digital initiative by Directorate of School Education, Jammu. I am Jyoti Diwan. I am going to teach you a poem, Once Upon a Time by Gabriel Okara, Class 12th, Chapter 3. He was born on 21st of April in the year 1921. In that year, Nigeria got independence from Britain, so at that time, they were still influenced by the British culture. Once upon a time is a phrase mostly used in fairy tales. Maybe the poet thinks that expecting sincerity in people's actions is like a fairy tale which is not real. The poem is a conversation between a father and his son, where the son does things with emotion and the father wants to forget his fake personality and relearn and create real personalities from his son, and he is asking the son to show him how to express true love and show real personality to others. Now let us start the poem in detail. Once upon a time, son, they used to laugh with their hearts and laugh with their eyes, but now they only laugh with their teeth while their eyes block cold eyes search behind my shadow. The poet looks back at a time in the past when people were honest, sincere in their dealings with one another. He regrets the behavior of the people now. He says that he wants to see the frankness of people that existed long time ago. The poet expresses his sadness comparing his laugh to that of a snake. Teeth are expressionless and they don't express anything. The expression eyes block cold, eyes refer to eyes without any warmth. यहाँ पे देखो बच्चों, eyes block cold सिमली दी हुई है. Eyes are as cold as ice. When the poet says people search behind his shadow, he means that people say things what they don't mean and they are hypocritical. There was a time indeed they used to shake hands with their hearts, but that's gone, son. Now they shake hands without hearts, while their left hands search my empty pockets. In the second stanza, he further talks about the personalities of the people of the past. He says, they used to shake with their hearts. Here he is trying to say that when you would meet each other, you will shake their hands with pleasure and with warmth and do it willingly, while their left hands search my empty pockets. From this we can see that they are trying to use him to get to his money or receive something from him. This also shows that the people's personalities are not real and true. कि लोग हमें मिलेंगे, हाथ मिलाएंगे, उसके पीछे भी कोई स्वार्थ होगा उनका. वो हमें खुशी से या गर्मजोशी से कभी नहीं मिलेंगे. Feel at home, come again, they say, and when I come again and feel at home once, twice, there will be no thrice, for then I find doors shut on me. देखो बच्चों कितनी मजे की बात है. हमें कहा जाता है फील एट होम, आइए अपना घर समझिए, लेकिन वो दिल से नहीं कहते. उनके दिल के दरवाजे, उनके घर के दरवाजे कभी भी हमारे लिए खुले नहीं होते. The poet says that people these days are not sincere. When they say feel at home and come again, they don't really expect others to go there. People invite you round to their homes, making out as if you are important to them. But if you don't measure up socially or your status is not quite right, you are not invited again. So, I have learned many things, son. I have learned to wear many faces like dresses, home face, office face, street face, host face, cocktail face, with all their conforming smiles like a fixed portrait smile. The first three stanzas outline the speaker's perception of changing culture and attitudes and values in his country. This fourth stanza describes how the speaker himself had to change and learn in order to comply. The speaker tells us that he has learned to deal with this fake, insincere world by changing himself to one of those people. Like others, he too hides his real feelings. He says that he has learned to wear many faces like dresses, Just like people keep changing dresses to suit different occasions, the poet has learned to behave differently in different situations. Dear students, the poet is using simile to compare faces to dresses. And there is one more simile when he compares the smile to a fixed portrait smile. And I have learned to laugh with only my teeth and shake hands without my heart. I have learned to say goodbye when I mean good riddance, to say glad to meet you without being glad, and to say it has been nice talking to you after being bored. Riddance means chutkara pana. The poet admits that he has learned to say what fits each situation instead of speaking the truth. He fakes his behavior when he feels like saying good riddance. He says goodbye when he feels like saying good riddance. He says glad to meet you. यानी जब वो किसी से छुटकारा पाना चाहता है तब बोलता है glad to meet you. आपसे मिलकर बड़ी खुशी हुई. Basically, he is saying that he has become an integral part of this new culture. It has been quite an education for him. But believe me, son, I want to be what I used to be when I was like you. I want to unlearn all these muting things. Most of all, I want to relearn how to laugh, for my laugh in the mirror shows only my teeth like a snake's pair of fangs. Here, muting refers to changing all the time. It may also be like the poet has learned to behave in such a way that it mutes or silences his real feelings. He tells his son that he wants to get rid of this false laugh showing only the teeth. The comparison of his laugh in the mirror to a snake's bare fangs brings out the fact that the smile is artificial and might be dangerous. The poet regrets his fake behavior and so expresses his desire to unlearn all those bad things and learn how to laugh sincerely. So, show me, son, how to laugh. Show me how I used to laugh and smile once upon a time when I was like you. The poet asks his son to show how to laugh sincerely. Children don't fake things. They show what they feel inside. Again, the phrase once upon a time reiterates the fact that he wants to be what he used to be once. Reiterate means to say something once or several times, यानी किसी बात को बार बार दोहराना. He comes clean. He wants the son to show him how to regain this lost innocence, how to laugh and smile like in the old days when he was young and carefree, and the culture encouraged openness and honesty, a pure identity. The tone of Once Upon a Time is nostalgic and perhaps a little ironic. The speaker dearly wishes to relearn how to smile a genuine smile again, how to laugh without pretension, but will he really be able to learn from the youngster? The speaker is earnest. He clearly wants to get back to a time he perceives as pure and innocent and good in the old African culture, before the Western values crept and took over. Now we come to the theme of the poem. It's childhood. The child in the poem is a symbol of innocence, purity, enthusiasm, happiness, and genuineness lacking in society. The child represents the group of people who have not been affected or spoiled by Western culture and abhorred by their own culture. Dear students, hope you liked the poem. Stay home, stay safe, and read books. Thanks.